So now if both in first argument and second argument I have given quotations. So what happens here?
I have not understand.
So here in the first argument and second argument, both are given in the quotations, right? Age in quotations and in the second argument also age in quotations. So what do we the get value in this age macro variable?
It's only age only because age value is
And
not defined.
yeah, AGE. It will resolves the values to AGE. So I will update this macro and then run this code. So you can see it was showing us the value AGE only. So suppose here I am removing the quotation and giving the name. Here also I am removing this quotation. So now what happens? Now what is the variable name? Macro. What is the macro variable name here? By using
We
which
use
name the macro variables are created. So this conversion notice coming. I will explain this. So just a minute. I am removing this clear statement also. Okay. So now by using which name the macro variable is created. The macro variable is created. So by using which name the macro variable is created, and in that variable what is the value?
using call simple the name and age created.
Yeah.
And we are calling the age only
Mm.
by using put.
So here what is the variable name I have to give here?
We have to give name.
Name. The- Consider apparent symbolic reference name was not resolved.
So,
Means there is no macro variable name with name. Okay.
okay.
So as we discussed here, where, so previously here only.
We take age only.
So you know the difference between the quotations and without quotations, right? So same method
Yes.
follows here only. If we are not giving quotations for name by using inside this variable values, the macro variable is created. So what are the values in this name variable? In the name variable, what are the values we have?
All the
Alfred,
student names.
Alfred,
Alfred
Alice,
Alice all
Barbara,
names.
right? So
Yes.
in this variable, the macro variable is created. In that, what is the value? So
So
we know,
where in name?
uh,
So where
so
the value?
we know that we just found that the macro variable was created by using the Alfred, by using name Alfred, right?
Yes.
So in this macro variable, what is the value?
Alfred is 14 years.
Yeah, as we discussed before, call syntax, first argument you are used to create name. Second argument, it will gives the value to this macro variable, right? So here Alfred was created by using Alfred, the macro variable is created. In that macro variable, the value is 14. Means So alias the value is
13.
13. So you can see the value is 13 means by using 19 observations, the 19 macro variables are created automatically. By using this single line, the 19 macro variables are created. Okay. So
Yes.
every time when we are running this, you can see here we are getting a conversion note here. Like numeric values has been converted to a character. So we have for calls input, we have two types of function. Calls input and calls input text. So calls input stores only character value. Okay, calls input text stores both character and numeric, both character and numeric values, right? So here we use the we use the calls input text. So calls input text stores only character value. So it means what we are storing numeric values, right? So that's why only this numeric values has been converted to character values. So that's why this conversion mode was coming. So you can see the conversion mode was coming. So to stop this, simply we can give cards into text. So now you can see there is no conversion mode here. Okay. And also one thing, if you use percentile put here, so percent. So it was giving us the value 13, right? So actually it should not give. Okay. Mm. As it was already created macro variables, so that's why it was giving us the values. Suppose just a minute, I will close the software and open again. Just a minute, let me understand clearly. So now you can see, we run this, you can see here, apparent symbolic reference alias not resolved. So it was not able to resolve this value because all these call syntax, by using call syntax, we are creating macro variables. All these macro variables are created only when this data is going to output. Okay. So immediately after this, inside this, we cannot resolve the in the data steps whenever we are creating a macro variable inside this data step, we cannot resolve the macro variable. Okay, that's why it was showing us apparent symbolic reference alert not resolved. Do you understand?
Sir, again, didn't understand.
So here we are creating a macro variables. So 19 by using this call syntax, we are creating 19 macro variables, right? So immediately by using the put statement, we are trying to resolve that macro variable to see the value inside that macro variable. So by using the call syntax, all the macro variables are created at the end of this code. But this put statement will work before that. Okay. So whenever we are trying to resolve this, so these values are not resolved. So these values are will resolve only at outside the code. Okay. Don't try to resolve the macro variable values that are created in the data steps inside that code. Resolve outside the code. In the outside the code, you can see we are getting the value 13. Okay. So like that, if we use all the 19 names here, so for all the variable values, we can resolve the values here. Okay. Any issues still here?
No.
Okay. So we created macro variable. Next, suppose if we want to release all these variables into one variable. Okay. Suppose a equal to and percent like now here how many variables do we have? We have only one variable, that is in this variable. What is the value?
It would go. At least value will come like
Yeah,
age
here here
because once we use
once we created, it will run. It is like a global.
this.
So we will get the alias age value, right? So in the ABC data set, you can see here we are getting 13 value. So suppose if we want to create new age value for all 19 variables, so in age, suppose let's see in age value. In the age, I want all 19 ages to be present for tackle. New, tackle, 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 tackle. So as we already created 19 macro variables here by using the calls input and calls input right. So here now we are trying to release all that values into one variable. So, so that variable name is age, n age. N age is equal to To store the macro variable value, we are using construct. To release the macro variable, it is sim get. To get. Sorry, sim get. Sim get function. In this sim get function, we have to give the macro variable name. Suppose if we give alive, so what happens now? So it is considered as macro variable. In this macro variable, this macro variable value was getting into this variable, this new variable. SYMP get is unknown but cannot be accessed. Just wait a minute. Sorry. Other problem here. Just a minute. Just a minute. So you can see here. Here in the simget function, we are given the variable name, right? So, that's what it will do means first it will check the variable name was present in the data set. In this source data set, do the variable name is present. Yes, the variable name is present. So now what it will do is by this variable name value, that is alpha. So here it will check do there is any variable, what is the macro variable by using this alpha. Okay. Do we have any macro variable by using this alpha?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes. Yes. Before
So
we have input, no?
in that what is the value?
Age value we have taken.
14, right? This.
Oh, yes.
So in the new variable that is n age, is that value was printed here. Next, after coming to next observation, it checks this value that is alive, and it will check is there any macro variable that was named with alive. If yes,
Yes.
that value was printed here. Okay, so like this, it will release the macro variable values to a new variable. So you can see. So it was in character. So like this, we use the simget function. Any doubts in this?
So this SIMGAT is used to
Release the macro variable value.
Okay.
So call syntax is to store. SIMGAT is used to release. Okay, suppose if there is no variable name that you can see, I remove the variable name. So now you can see here we are getting error. Variable name is initialized because while using SIMGET, this variable name should present in its data set, and it will check the values only by using that variable values only. Okay, as there was no variable name, so it was unable to check the values. So that's why we are getting error, all errors here, and you will also see here variable name is uninitialized. Okay, by
Yes.
using this we can also do part merging also. I will give an example. Suppose just to think uh, we cannot create the macro variables by using the numeric. So we have to give names only. Alpha. So can see we have two data sets. So now what we have to do? We have to make these two data sets. We have to get three variables. ID is equal to diversity. So by taking this data set, we have to add this to this data set. So to do that, we have to keep all these values into a macro variable. In a macro variable. So to do that, we have to use call input function data set taking this data set of taking the diabetes values in macro variables. Call calls input. This is the first argument I'm giving ID. The second argument I'm giving diabetes. So it was executed properly. So what happens here? Hello?
Yes.
What happens here? Can you tell?
Here, it store the value of both ID and diabetes value, like both character and numeric value. Simplex.
Call
Both
center,
are
yeah, it will store both values, both character and numeric. No issues
Yes.
for that.
well.
So here what happening is, so as I told you before, by in the first argument, by using this first argument values, it will create the macro variable name. So the macro variable name was Alfred here. In this, the value is in the diapamine is this value 90. In this macro variable name, the value is 90. Okay, let's try to resolve this. Let's resolve that to see that value inside that percentile put and percent. So as it was macro variable, we have to give the ampersand only. So it is must and should ampersand Alfred. So what do we get in the login? What is the value results in this macro variable? 90, right? Okay.
Yes, diabetes is 90.
Yeah. So now by using this data set and these macros, we can do merging. Merging. Okay. To do merging, okay, data merge. So I'm taking at vital tab set. So now dia BP equal to till get of ID. That's it. So till get of ID. ID means, so in this ID, what are the values? Alfred, Alice, Barbara, and Carol, right? So it will check by using the Alfred, it will check is there any macro variable. Yes, if there is any macro variable by Alfred, then that value was printed in this diabetic variable. Like that, it will check for these four observations. So let's run this data set. Motion to live. Let's look at this. So you can see here 90, 120, 110, 120. Do we get, does it get measured properly?
Yes.
Yeah. So once we cross it, 90, 120, 110, 120. 90, 120, 110, 120. Okay. So by for measuring also we can use this SimGet. So SimGet function is nothing to retrieve or to the value. So to bring the so you can see here these are the macro variables that was presented in this SAS environment till now. So you can see variable as variable name or macro variable name and that value, variable name, that value, variable name, that value. So suppose if I run all this later. So till here to all this, we have so many variables. We created so many variables. Right? You can see we created this is task class in the vector variable name A. The value is this is task class in the vector variable alpha. The value is 90. Okay. These are the macro variables that are present in this task currently. So defaultly, whenever we are opening the SaaS system, SaaS software, so defaultly in the SaaS software has some macro variables. So to see that macro variables, you have to give underscore automatic underscore. You can see these are all the automatic variables that were created defaultly inside our SaaS system. Okay. These are not being useful for us. Okay. In the next session, we will discuss how to create the macro variables in SQL and what are the local macro variables, what are the global macro variables, and all this we will discuss in the next session. Okay. Any doubts still here?
No.
No? No doubts?
No.
We have a 7 minute session left. If you have any doubts, we can discuss in these 7 minutes. Or if you have more doubts, I can also create next one also. If no doubts, I can end the session right now. So these macros
I,
topic is most important. So practice
yes.
all of this.
Yes.
Okay, can I end the session?
Yes, you can.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.